Hello, my friends. Now, again, we are here with a new chapter, that is electricity part 1. And after a long time, I brought a new video. Before starting the new chapter, that I would like to congratulate and wish all the very best to all the attendees who are having the board exam for term 1. So wish you all the best for exams. Just do well, and I know you people are preparing so well. So just all the best to all of you. Thank you. So this chapter electricity, and in this chapter we'll say electricity, about the electricity, the charges, the current, how the current flows, and all. We all just covered these topics. So in a very first, you can say the part 1, that is part A. We will cover the two topics, that is electric charges, the basic concept of that, and the electric current, that how the electric current, what are the units for that, all we will discuss in this video. So let's proceed now. As we see that the charges, let's recap what we have done in the previous classes and all. That you had one chapter in grade 8, and in the chapter you have already done electrostatic force and all. You have read about the charges and all. So as we know, there are two types of charges, positive and negative. The like charges, like positive or negative, they repel each other. And unlike charges, they attract each other, right? So these are the two, you can say, the properties that we have already read in the previous classes. Very basic things, we are just recalling it. This also you have learned that which charge is acquired by glass when rubbed with a silk cloth. Now you have to I just want you people to just remember what you people have done it in the previous classes. So just quickly think and just guess. Yes, you are right, you're very right. When you just rub silk cloth to glass cloth, then which charges you find on glass, that will be positive charges, right? So I hope you remember how the electrons are passing from one you can say object to another one, and there are so many ways to charge the body. Rubbing, you can say that induction, you people have done it. So the electric charge is given by the symbol. What is the symbol you use? You have to use it with that is Q. Either you use the small q, or you may use the capital Q as well. So this a symbol would be used for the electric charges. And now electric charges, what are electrons? Electrons, they are the charge carriers that flow in the electric circuit, and these are the electrons, these are the charges that helps to conduct electricity in a conductor when they flow from one terminal to another terminal, right? So these are the electrons, are those charges who are make it possible to switch on the appliances what you people are using in your daily life. So these are all the things. Now the chart that are presented by the symbol Q, and what is the unit of you can say charge to measure, that is coulomb, that is COULOMBS, and this is presented by capital C. This is a unit of charge. And what is the value? What is the charge on one electron? That also you should remember, although it is given in your book also. So you people have to remember the value of this, that is 1.6 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, that charge what an electron carries. And if suppose if you want to find the total charge on a, you can say, in any circuit, and if you know the number of electrons flowing, and you know what is a charge on one electron, so you have to just simply multiply the number of electrons with the charge on one electron, and this formula you can use to find out the total charge. The formula is important, you have to remember that. But don't expect the value will be given, you should remember the values with units. That is also we people are doing from the junior classes, that is conductor and insulator. Conductor, so simply say that which conduct electricity. Why so? Because they in those you can say devices, in those substances, the electrons are free to move. They can move from one electron to another when the supply is given to them, when the battery is there, and those materials are known as conductor. On the other hand, if you see insulator, which are unable to conduct electricity. Why so? Because the electrons, they are not free to move the charges, and that's why they're unable to conduct electricity. So that is a very simple thing that we have done it. Now current, that we say that because of the charges we know that because of those charges, you can say the current is flowing. What is current? Current, like we have seen that for the charges we have symbol Q. Similarly for current we have symbol capital I, and it is a current that is made possible because of the movement of charges. Which charges? Electron. Those are the negative charges in a circuit. That makes the current to flow. And in which unit you measure the current? What is they can say SI unit? That is what? That is ampere. That is ampere is a unit of current, and you may represent the amperes as capital A. So you can write 10 A means 10 amperes is the current. Now, if you have to define or you have to find the relation between the current and the charge, so how will you find the relation between current and the charge? So this is what the relation we have, that is current presented by I is equal to Q by T. It means how you will present in how will you just write in a statement that current is, you can say, defined as a charge per unit time. That is means in what time, how many charges are flowing, that tells you how much current is there. So if we have, you can say the charge is 1 coulomb and it is flowing for 1 second, then how much current will it be? It will be 1 ampere. That is the definition of 1 ampere also, or you can say define 1 ampere or define as a unit of current. So how will you define? You should know for the relation between I and Q, means the current and the charges. After knowing that, then you have to present it as you are done. You know that how to do it. From last class, you have learned how to define the units and all. So I is 1 ampere. When it will be 1 ampere? When the charge is 1 coulomb. 1 coulomb in how many seconds? How much time? 1 second. So you have to frame a statement. The current is said to be 1 ampere when we will have, when the charge is flowing how much? When the charge is flowing 1 coulomb in how much time? In 1 second. So this is what you can find out the definition of 1 ampere. Now we have like if we rearrange, obviously that depends. Like suppose you have to find charge or you have to find T and the other two factors are given to that, it is easier that you know that. So rearrange the two more formulas you can get from the same formula, that is Q equal to IT and T equal to Q by I. So they can be used to find other two factors as well. Now the direction. As electron that is, we know that in electrons that they are the negative charges, they will move from negative to positive terminal. But if we want to find the conventional current flow, the direction of conventional current, then it will be opposite to the direction of electron, and that will be electron flow from negative to positive terminal, as you can see with the help of this arrow direction. And the direction of conventional current flow, which will be opposite to the direction of electron flow, so it will move from positive to negative terminal, that you show, right? These are some basic things, the chapter. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it, and don't forget to support and subscribe. Keep watching, keep learning, and very soon I will bring a new video about electric potential. Thank you much for time. Just again wish you very, very, very good luck for the exam. Thank you.